I was a bit hasty in my cutting and pasting there. I put it inside. You can see here these braces belong to what? They belong to this map function that we've created. So I am still inside where we're creating pagination per entry in the projects rather than after. So I'm going to take this whole pagination group and move it after those braces. And now let's see how that works. So I've got it after the mapping for each project, but before that end React fragment. And so now if I go pull this up, oh, it was already running. Now I have my buttons at the bottom. And if I go select a certain number of projects, we get more buttons and so on and so forth. So this is still working good as we navigate around. Well, that was a lot of work. What is the benefit to all that? Well, if I go back to my admin projects page, I don't have the ability to do that, right? And so now that I've gone to the work, and we should have done this in the first place, right? If we'd been building it right from the beginning, of course, I was trying to do it in phases and have you learn this, but we now have a pagination component that we can drop on any page we want to. And so if we set that up right, if we go back now to the admin projects page, then as we get to the bottom of this one, after the table's done being printed, we can throw in here a pagination tag. Now it needs all the information for what page are we on and everything like that, and we don't currently have that in here, right? We're not keeping track of that stuff. So we would need to do the same thing where we set up a const. And this is the part where I said we just, if we have the same information from the project list page, we need the total pages, we need the page num, the page size. So this information, we can type it out, or we can go into our admin's project page and add this information in. And now we have the ability to store that information just like we did on the projects list page. Well, now we can go in the pagination elements and do that same thing. So we can say go set the current page equal to whatever is in page num. We can say set the total pages equal to whatever's in, as it turns out, we left it with the same name, so total pages. We can say set the page size equal to page size. On page change can be equal to, for this component, this admin projects page, whatever is in set. It has to be a function, so we're going to actually go get the information. So the new size is what we're receiving to be able to do this, and we're going to go set the page size equal to whatever the new size is, and we're going to set the current page to 1. And now as we save this, what did I do wrong? Oh, we have to have the closing for our I think I'm missing a brace. Let's see. Why am I missing a brace? Oh, I'm missing an opening brace too. So I'm missing that. And then I need a closing brace down here. Okay, so set, is it not called current page? Set page num to 1. And then we need our closing tag for the pagination. All right, did that work? It doesn't recognize what pagination is in the beginning. Quick fix, add the import pagination, and now it'll have that information. Now, Let's test it. On page size change. Oh, I messed up. Okay, let's make sure we get this right. So I am missing on page. So I want to do on page change is going to be equal to, just like we did on the other one, set the current page. That's setting, oh, page num is what we call it, set page num. And then this one is the one that's supposed to be on page size change. That's the second one. Okay, now we have everything accounted for that the pagination component needs to be able to get that information. And then we'll want to watch for those changes. So where do those things get changed? Right? Page size, where does it get changed? It gets changed in the drop down, right? And so as this variable gets changed, this is where we come back to that use effect, and we say, I want to put a watch on page size for when it changes, or if the page num changes. If either of those things change, then I want to recall that API call to go grab that data again as I detect those things changing. All right, so we've got that set up. And if we save this and then go check it out, we go to the admin projects page. At the bottom now, we're going to have how many results per page. Now, it's not working. Okay, that's not exactly what we wanted. We're obviously missing something. And I don't actually know. So let's, have I done a save all? Well, I'm getting an error. Set total pages is assigned but never used. Why don't we set total pages? Total pages is equal to total pages oh, that's right, we aren't ever setting the total pages. We didn't add that functionality in yet. Oh, yeah, we're missing some things here in the, okay, sorry. Took me a second. So we're currently using hard-coded numbers here for how big is the page size, right? We want to use the variable page size, right? And which page number are we on? We want to use the variable for the page num we're on. And then here, as we grab the data, we need to know how many projects are there. We have to have the code in there to go set total pages to, and then we do the same thing we did before. We go get the ceiling so that it gets a whole number of the, we don't want to be 2.5 pages. We want to be 3 pages in that case. And so we use the ceiling function. We go out and get the total num projects from the incoming data, and then we divide that by the page size in order to set the total pages. Okay, this should work better. It took me a minute. Okay, so now all of this information is being set correctly in theory. So if I go back to my running page and refresh this, now I get a working page. So I can say 5 per page. We go through, and so a lot of work. We haven't even gotten to the CRUD stuff I talked about yet. We're, however many videos we are in, and we haven't even talked about CRUD. But the beautiful thing about this is if once we set up this component, we can now use this anywhere we need it and just pass in the information that it requires as we navigate through, right? And then it will work for whatever page. So we built it for the projects list, but now we can use it in the projects admin just as easily as we can in the projects list, and it works fine for both. And so these components are a big deal. It makes our reusability so much better if we build this project right, that we can save ourselves time and effort going forward. All right, on to CRUD in the next video. Spencer out.